My name is J.D. Paulson. I'm a first-year medical student at the University of Florida College of Medicine, and we just finished an assignment in the cadaver lab concerning the liver, the spleen, and the stomach. And a lot of my classmates had questions about the different branches of the celiac trunk, because it can be a little bit confusing. So what I plan on doing is just drawing a diagram of the celiac trunk in hopes of creating a little bit of understanding of where the branches come from. Okay, so we'll start off with the basics. Here we have the esophagus, the stomach, and the beginning of the small intestine, the duodenum. Here's the spleen, and we're going to draw a little bit of the pancreas. Most of it's going to be behind the stomach, but here's some of the pancreas. Okay. The vasculature of this region all originates from the celiac trunk. The celiac trunk comes off of the descending abdominal aorta at about the level of T12 or L1. This is the celiac trunk. In the cadaver lab, you're going to see it's covered in the celiac plexus, which is going to be like a spider web arrangement of nerves that make up the sympathetics and the parasympathetics of the region. There are three main branches off of the celiac trunk. The first is the left gastric. It's going to come off, supply branches to the esophagus, and come back around and supply branches to the stomach. Now remember, Vandergren in Unit 2, he barely mentioned this in passing. He explained that the upper third of the esophagus was vascularized by the inferior thyroid artery, which comes off of the thyrocervical trunk. The middle third was vascularized by the descending aorta, and that the lower third was innervated by the left gastric artery. So it's like deja vu. We've seen this before. He mentioned it in passing. The lower third of the esophagus is vascularized by the left gastric artery. The second branch off the celiac trunk is the splenic. The splenic artery is going to come off, go behind the stomach, and give off splenic branches to the spleen. It's also going to give several short branches back onto the stomach, which are appropriately named short gastric branches, short gastric arteries. Finally, off of the splenic artery, we're going to have the left gastroepiploic artery, which is going to give gastric branches as well as omental branches. The third branch is the most complicated. It's the common hepatic. So it starts off as the common hepatic, and it is going to bifurcate into the proper hepatic artery and the gastroduodenal artery. Now remember, all the cadavers aren't going to have the same vascularizations. There will be variations from body to body, but this is the general, and this is what was presented to us in the dissector, and which will be presented to us on the boards in our exams and such. So the proper hepatic, the first branch is going to be the right gastric artery, which is going to come back around in anastomose with the left gastric artery, and it's also going to supply gastric branches. So let's recap that. The left gastric artery comes directly off of the celiac trunk, but the right gastric artery, which anastomoses with the left gastric artery, does not. It comes off the proper hepatic artery, which came off of the common hepatic artery. Back to the proper hepatic artery. It is too going to bifurcate. into the left hepatic artery and the right hepatic artery. Sometimes you'll see accompanying the common bile duct, or the common hepatic duct, a cystic artery coming off the right hepatic artery. So let's recap that again. Common hepatic, proper hepatic, left hepatic, right hepatic, cystic artery. Back down to the gastroduodenal artery, it's going to supply several branches. It's going to supply the pancreas and the duodenum. Therefore, this one is called the anterior pancreatico-duodenal artery, as well as the right gastroepiploic, which is going to anastomose with that left gastroepiploic that we talked about before. Remember, the left gastroepiploic comes off of the splenic artery, which came off of the celiac trunk, but the right gastroepiploic came off of the gastroduodenal, which came off of the common hepatic artery.